Hey to be Raj Baddhan here for the Lyca Radio Network, and joining me is also Khush as well from the Mid Morning Show. Really good here because we're very excited today because we have been promoting a very particular movie that is going to be the film to watch on the 18th of July when it hits cinemas. And the first song has already created quite a buzz. It's been on high rotation across the Lyca Radio Network. It is none other than Saiyaara. So yes, we're going to be talking about this very movie, helmed by Yash Raj Films, and of course directed by Mohit Suri. And we have got none other. I'm so excited about this.
I'm so excited.
I can't believe this. Mohit Suri is joining us here right now, as well as Tanishk Bagchi as well, and Faheem Abdullah, who is behind the very, very popular song, Saiyaara, the title song, which released on, well, Tuesday this week. So let's welcome, first of all, Mohit, welcome to the online live. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. I'm nervous, anxious, excited. Just a mixed bag of all the emotions, I think. But yeah, exciting times, man.
It is exciting times indeed, but you should be nervous because I know that what you've got is going to be something special. We waited a long time for this, and this is quite a collaboration with Yash Raj Films. Tell us a little bit about how this kind of collaboration came about.
Well, I think it started when I was 10. I mean, what I mean is, for me, going to the theater and watching a film by the great Yash Chopra and being in school and watching Adi Sir's film, I think was me growing up wanting to make a love story. That's, I think, your first genesis of a collaboration.
Yeah.
And when I started my career earlier, I was doing thrillers and stuff like that. And the minute you got a little bit of success, I actually went and begged my uncle and my boss, Mr. Bhatt, that can I make a love story? And that's when Ashiki happened. Since then, it's been that whole. I always wanted to make one, and who else would be the the company that actually was something that inspired you to make movies? So I think the collaboration happened sometime last year with with Akshay and Sumanna, who actually are my producers. I mean, Akshay Vidani mainly being my producer and Sumanna being the creative producer, who found me out and said, "Do you have a love story? We want to make a love story again in Yash Raj films," and that's where Saiyaara happened, where I met Adi. So we had a script that we all said we were looking for and we wanted to make. And then I found this mad bunch of musicians who came and added step by step to every bit of it to make this love story.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to come to the music because the music is always an integral part of all your films. Isn't that right? I
Yes.
think definitely. I mean, Ashki too, Ek Villain, any of those, Awarapan, Malang, all of them. I think they've always got this amazing touch to it. But when we think about romantic films and we think about Ashki too, I mean, Ashki too was such a pedestal kind of movie. It definitely kind of paved the way for a certain cinema. The way you've done Ashki too was absolutely amazing. But it is a little bit hatke to your other kind of Yash Raj films. I mean, when you think about Yash Raj films, you think about flowery films, you think about going to Switzerland, going, with the chiffon saris and all of that. So yeah. So all that is different to Sayara. It's a very kind of different kind of love story.
I mean, just a second, I'm just getting a call. Sorry.
Hi, hi Mohit. आ रहे हो आप?
Sir, एक second. I'm on a video call. Can I call you back? Sorry.
हाँ ओके कॉल में तो
Sorry for this. I didn't know this. It's connecting to a call.
No problem. No.
We got a little inside.
Someone's waiting for you.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think that you have to give credit to them. To have this synergy of um, the kind of films that I make and the kind of films that they do, and then come up with a hybrid product. I think that's what real innovation actually is, and that should be given to the producer. I mean, credit for it. Um, and I think that's what this film actually is. What it does have is whenever you go out to make a new product, it has to be done in a new way. And I think that's what it is with the actors and with, even the writer. My writer is it's his first film. Fahim, this is your first film as a singer, right? And so there are a lot of firsts in this film that we are all trying. But the basic aim is to make a new age product, I think. But I think why did they choose me? I think they just really like my script, I think. But you'll have to ask them that.
Definitely. Certainly that question will definitely be put to them. But there's something about a Saiyaara that reminds me, and I was talking to the Yashraj team about this. There was hints of Ashiki 2 in there. I mean, if I
Yeah.
if it was made into a franchise, I'd call this Ashiki 3. The way the look is. Was that intentional?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't think I make films that way. I think every director has a way or a style that he makes his films. And I think that just starts showing. I mean, it's about time I'm 14 films old, so it starts. There is something of me that comes into every film, and Ashiki 2 probably had that. Uh, I mean, was Ashiki 2 like Ashiki 1? I don't know. I don't know. So I think something of yours has to go into your films. It's just that it belonged to a franchise that someone else had. But I think what's more important is to be, that's when something of yours lives in the film, I think, and there's something honest that comes out in it. And I think that's what I think people are seeing.
Yeah.
There was no intentional intent to go make it like Ashiki or, uh, you know, some people have actually called me and said there's a bit of Malang in it
Yeah.
also. Some people say there's a little bit of Ek Villain in it.
Yeah.
Some people told me the song sounds like it's from Avarapan. And I think all these films are being sequels are being made of these films,
Yeah.
which probably I'm not a part of, but
Yeah.
I think a
But
little bit
we're
of
not
me.
complaining. As long as we
Yeah,
have a little bit of Mohit Suri in
yeah.
everything, we're not complaining at all.
That's the idea. Yeah.
So obviously we've heard the first song and it's been playing on high rotation across the Lyca radio network. Before that though, we saw the first look with the poster. We saw the teaser
Teaser.
of Saiyaara, the title song. You said you were a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
What kind of emotions were going through you when you're thinking, oh, what's the kind of reaction going to be from the audiences when they first listen to or first see the poster, then they see the first teaser, then they actually hear the song, and the video's already clocked at what 10 million views?
Yeah. The thing is, when you've put yourself out there and you've like really, I mean, everything in the film has been done not with the garb of actually selling it. Like even the stills that are there in the posters are just the stills from the film. It wasn't like a special shoot done on the side. It was while I was taking a shot, the photographer was capturing that emotion. Uh, from that to finding a song, not knowing Fame till a year back, and then the song finding the film. I think everything's happened like really organically in this film, and when you are nervous when you actually want it to do well because you put your own voice into it and you put your own self out there. Because you can have hits and misses and but if the if the people watching your movie have liked your film for what it is, I think that just raises the bar a bit because it makes you a little more nervous that you want to be accepted as when you put your own self out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what with I mean I'm the me and Tanish probably are the most experienced. No, we have a cameraman who's 60 plus, I think, are the most experienced, but most of these kids are like really young and they're looking at you for the answers, whether the actors or the singers. You have that added responsibility. So what was really enduring and actually scary also at the same time was yesterday on Tuesday at 11 o'clock we all met. I was shooting the last scene, like like just a patch kind of thing yesterday, and everyone decided to meet on the set to celebrate the launch of the song. And these boys are all the way here from Kashmir. They've come to, and we were shooting in one really remote part of Mumbai, and they've come across and traveled multiple transport ways and reached the location. And at 11 o'clock, the song hits, and it was supposed to be a celebration, but everyone bursts out crying and hugging each other and that's when I realized there were so many firsts there. uh, for the writer, for the singer, for the actors, for my screenplay writer to my creative producer. It was so many firsts for everyone. You just realize, you feel the burden of that. So I want this to do well. One, not only for myself, but for all these people out there for the first time.
It must be so nice for you to see that because when it's everyone's first, you may be taken back to your first. Oh, this is how I
Yes.
felt when this
Yeah.
happened. So you,
Yeah.
right?
I know what they're feeling. I know what they're going through. And you know that in your first will always remain the same. I mean, not that it doesn't hurt or doesn't feel good the next time, but your first is always special. And I want to make it special for all these guys.
It's so humbling for someone with your experience and the kind of stalwart projects that you've done to say you were still nervous and when because you're putting a little part of you, and I believe this was 5 years in
Yes.
making.
The music was the
Maybe
script,
yes.
like the script was 2.5. Yeah. Music, I think, for the other songs that I worked with Mithun. Tanishk, this song specially was a call that I made to him a year and a half back saying, I have an emotion. And he was a mess back then. And I met him and I cashed on I think all that emotion comes out in the song. It's really good. And he says, he was a mess back then. And I met him and I said, I want a song to, I think Tanishk is one of the most talented people I've ever met. And if he wants to do anything, he can achieve everything. So I remember calling him. I was in Dubai, and I called him saying, "I'm looking for a song with this," and he said, "I have just the song for you." And here he makes me meet in a month's time. Made me meet Faheem and Arsalan. We got Irshad Bhai then on board to write the song, and it was him who, actually broke himself down to give so much to Saiyaara. I'm
Yeah.
not denying the contribution that the composer has. I'm not denying, I mean, what Arsalan got, what the emotion that Fahim tapped. But it was Tanishq who actually lived this song in that way and then, decided this song belongs here with Mohit Suri. And I thank you for that, Tanishq.
I saw
Uh,
one of your Instagram stories where one of you was like, "I believed in you, you believed in me, and here we are."
oh, you saw that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was an inside thing we were doing, Tanishq. I don't think
it's
I don't
out
think
there
my
now.
wife got that. Even I don't think my wife even got that, but it's out there. That was our secret.
We got it, sir. We got it.
Yeah, we got it. We got each other. Yeah, but she got it too.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, that's how me and Tanish roll, I think. And uh, I officially like. I mean, I'm glad we brought this up, but I have to say thank you to him for making me meet all these, making this talent and adding, to catch the soul of my film. And I'm not an easy guy to please. I really, and it really helps that his studio is just so close to the office. So I'll end up at any weird time in the middle of the night and also say, yeah, but but I feel, and he's borne all that and tolerated all that with me. So you should give him a lot of credit for that.
I
I wouldn't
100% do. Very grateful.
have, but
I'm
yeah,
not,
that's how the song is made.
Danishka, I do want to ask you actually about the music because I know that we're going to be doing a lot more kind of interactions while when the songs come out. This is the first one. How did you feel when the song was first teased, the Saiyaara title song? And it is a little bit different to some of the other work that you have also done in the past as well. And you work with Mohit Suri as well for the first time. Tell us how this whole thing kind of felt for you.
So I'll tell you, like when I started my first song, it was Mohit sir, actually, because Barish is the first song that I
Oh yes, of course, Barish. Yes.
composed, and that is a song where my relationship with Mohit sir started. When I actually, because I was more into production, music producing, and dance music, and I never used to think that I have somewhere in my heart I want to compose ballads. This is the emotion that you're going through, so you have to put it in words. You have to make it a song. You make a song.
Yeah.
I feel he plays a very important role in my life. And every time when I am messed, as he said, that I was doing so much work and I was like blocked, that I have so much, but I'm not able to give 100% of my emotions to the song. People are dancing to my melodies, but where is that bolna? Where is that barish inside me? And that is when Mohit sir steps in my life and he gives me this vision that this is the film I'm doing. These are the songs. And I'll tell you, whenever he makes a film, the first thing he does is making the songs.
Yeah.
He believes in the music
I
part
was
of
going to ask you that because did the story come first or did the music come first? How does it all? It's always about the chicken and the egg story, right? So what came first?
It's only
So
Mohit.
it's a hybrid thing. It's while I write, some songs get made. But this was the last song I mean, this was the last song left to make, and I was not there yet, and that's when I was really angry with myself, and I call up this madman called Tanishk and say that, listen, I want this. And he finds me the title song for the film, man. That's him.
Oh
And
wow.
So
effort.
you don't have to like pop into his office at odd hours. You're already in his head.
Yeah. So I mess his head quite a lot. But the thing with Tanishk is, so the first time I meet him, he makes me hear a song which is I'm like, just strip it up, just strip it down, actually, completely. Just get rid of everything that you have. Just get rid of everything that you have in the song and give it to me only on a guitar. And that was what I heard Barish with. And I said, now we make a song because he has the gift of programming and all that stuff. And that's what I always do in his life. I I clear out the noise and find that great melody in him. That's all I do. It's all in him. And that's how Barish happened. And then since then, so this way he was smarter. He came just with the piano and his voice first only.
Completely
He
stripped
didn't
down.
Not the,
tell me
what the
about
decision
Fahim.
about.
Yeah, he told me about Fahim and he told me about Arslan, but he didn't. He was singing it in his voice.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah, and but that's what a good tune has to be. Honestly, guys, it has to be a tune that has to work as just someone humming it on the road also, and you want to hear what they're doing, right? And that's the key of a great tune. And like I asked Tanish, should I narrate the script to you? Should I do? He said, nah, I don't want to hear more. He just wanted the emotion and what the character is feeling at that moment of his life. And then he comes out, does this magic. I think I don't know how they do it, man. I don't know
Yeah.
how this emotion, they hear a tune in the air, all these guys, and how does it come down on paper? I mean, come down onto being recorded. I think they're just geniuses. I personally don't know how they do it, and I have great
It's a big
respect.
mystery for us as well. I mean, some of the music that we hear, and the thing is, I mean, how many times have we seen a Tanishk Bagchi song
Yeah.
on our playlist? And that's why I had to double check to see, is this really Tanishk on,
Yeah.
on this song? Because we've never, I mean, obviously beside Barish, we've not heard this kind of element to and this kind of style to Tanishk before. So in terms of what you've done, and it's still in my memory, I've still got the Saiyaara, the title song being played in my head, and that's the kind of magical work that you've done in terms of creating that hook to make sure it resonates with people and stays in people's heads. So, Danish, what you've done has been incredible.
Thank you so much. And I have to say this that, nowadays, like, there are so many talents, everywhere in this world. You just have to find out these untapped places and you have to get them in front. That is where, Fahim and Asran, when I met them 3 years back, I heard their songs. I was really inspired from them, hearing like good talents from there, and I wanted to collab. So that is what I feel, that people should collab and, they should get inspired from each other and make something which lasts. That is
Yeah.
what I think music needs.
I was so excited because I was like, today is going to be Bata Lambia with you. And, quite a few times I've heard you say ki aapka naam kahi aayega nahi. Like, but now as soon as you hear something, you're like, I think it's him. I
Yeah.
think it's him. So that whole thing, I think, has been destroyed by yourself.
Before we knew it was you, but now we have to double check to see if it's you because
Good.
you're going into new territory, aren't you?
Yeah, you have to be unpredictable in your life. Life should be surprises.
Yeah.
And that takes it out from me. Whenever I have a breakup, so I have to make a song for him. When I fall in love, I have to make a song for him. So I'm telling you, he's in my brain. He gets things out of me.
Yeah.
There is no sacrifice of face value anymore. We know this is a Tanishk song. I've got a question for Faheem. Faheem, you've created so much music already. And what was it like working with Mohit Sir, with Tanishk, and how was it for you coming on board? I mean, the
Um,
Kashmir ki wadiya se, Bollywood ki galiyan.
right. Well, it was a dream of a lifetime for me to be a part of the Mohit Suri world, and I'm so grateful to Tanishk sir. I mean, the way that he has carried us through, of our like 3 years of association, and how we have waited for the right time and the right moment to actually, for us to like get out there. I don't think that there is anybody who I know who has a better debut, except for Arslan and I. So I mean, it was surreal to even know for the first time that this is going to happen. And the first phone call from Mohit sir, the first phone call about this from Tanishk Dada, all of this together, it just blows my mind when I think about it.
You and Arslan speak a lot about, obviously, there's so much reflection from where you come from in the music. And I
Ji.
know you're a shire at heart before anything. For this entire experience of everything starting and now it's, finally culminating, a few lines of what shairi would come to you. Like, how would you describe this?
Well, I can't be so quick with like putting a share together, but what I think is key, I would only say key, whatever we have felt while making the song, particularly, I hope that everybody who listens to it, they feel the same thing, they go through the same emotion, and they feel like they are not alone at feeling what they're feeling. That's the whole point of me doing this melody.
We really look forward to a lot of Faheem and Arslan, combinations coming more into the
Definitely.
Bollywood mainstream. And I guess this question would be for all of them: that at what moment you were like, "Ha, ye hit hai, ye super hit hai." Was there a moment behind the scenes, or during the first couple of drafts? When did you all know, okay, this is a super duper hit?
I don't know. I'm still trying to sink it in, but I think Sir would be able to tell you guys. He knows how hits work.
Uh, it, the different moments when you feel that the song is really connecting or something like that. But I remember shooting this song, and it was like the climax of the film, and there were 800 people, extras in the crowd, and we were all shooting at the studio. As usual, the director's always running behind time in these kind of scenarios. I don't know how that happens. I made 14 films. This is always the same thing. Uh, and then I have to get the whole crowd in the audience to sing the song. And how am I going to do that? I have no idea, because they've just heard the song that day, that night, and it's a night shoot. We've been shooting long hours. And what was amazing is we just turned the music off, and we realized that moment was something else when they were suddenly singing the song, and I didn't have to teach them that, because they had heard it. They liked it so much that they started singing it on the set, and that moment had like goosebumps. And surprisingly, Fahim was visiting somebody else, and he was in that same area. He didn't know whether it was a shoot was happening there, and he was passing the area, and he heard his own song playing.
What a moment!
Yeah, and it just all fell, and that's when I felt that this song is special. I've never actually gone out to make a hit song. I promise you, I've never told any music director ever make me a hit song. I've always asked for an emotion. I want to say it in a new way. Whether it was a Tumio, whether it was a Galia, whether it was a Barish, whether it was a Tofira. I've never put that pressure. I would never make Ashiki 2 if I had the pressure of hit music to compete with Ashiki 1. I've never made gone out there and put pressure on anyone to let's make a chart buster. I've never done that. I promise you that. I've just actually said be true to the emotion, and now let's build from there.
Hmm.
For
And I
us,
think
speak on for us being on radio, I think it went on my show first yesterday.
Yeah.
So I had the privilege of playing it for the first time on the Lyca radio network. And after a few minutes, when you start getting messages on WhatsApp from listeners, "Ye kahan ka gana tha? Who sang this? Where is this from?" That's when you know. And we knew immediately, this is
There's
it.
a certain connect to it.
that's good. That's great. That's wow.
And the good thing about it is that one thing I noticed about this song, I mean, these days songs are short as 2 minutes, but this one's actually giving us that extra feel of another. It's a 6 minute song, so we're getting an extra dose of Mohit
Yeah.
Suri and of course the magic of the boys as well, which is so good. Honestly, it's been incredible, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the soundtrack, and I'm sure Kush is as well, because we love music, we love playing hit music that you churn out, and I think it's fantastic that our likes are so similar, which is great. I do do want to ask you, I know, please don't give me the cliche answer, but the soundtrack is yet to come out. You need to tell us, which song are you most looking forward to releasing from the soundtrack? You could be from 1 to 6, because there's about 6 songs in the soundtrack, I believe, or something like that.
I heard there were 8, I think, with versions and snippets and antras and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like deciding between your kids. You can't. How do you tell which one's your
I know
favorite?
I knew you're going to tell me
Yeah, this
that.
one's pretty, and this one's sitting in front of you, while the others are gone out to play.
There's always a liking towards
Yeah,
one.
yeah, we know which one that is. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, the film's called Saiyaara. This and the fact that this kid is the youngest. It's made with the most newcomers in it. The other ones have. There is a Mithun who I share an association with for 20 years. There is a Vishal Vishra who is at the peak of his, like, enjoying his success at this moment. There is Sachit Parampara who, have got that amount of success and stuff like that. But uh, this, and there is a new guy called Rishabh Kant who's making a song with Zubin has sung. But this song has too many new. It's the title song. It's got Faheem doing their first. It's Arsalan, who till a year back was actually working as a civil engineer, in Kashmir, and with Faheem has now come to make music. I mean, this is a first for him. He was telling me how his father was proud of him. He said that's the only his and that was such a big thing for him to give up his so-called set career to make music, which is considered this thing. This song is special, and I want this to do well, not only for myself, not for myself at all, actually, for Fahim, for Tanishk, for Arslan, for Ahan, and for Aneet, please.
All the firsts, which is
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's their first, man. As you said, you can never forget your first. You want your first one to do well, right?
Absolutely. No, so honestly, we are very excited about Saiyaara. Thank you, honestly, for your time. It has been incredible catching up with all of you. Yash Raj Films is presenting the movie. Of course, we know it's Saiyaara, directed by Mohit Suri. And of course, the song Saiyaara is playing across the Lyca network on her rotation. 18th of July. Very excited about that. Anything from you, Khush?
First of all, huge congratulations. And I know all the soundtracks, we don't have to fight over the soundtracks.
No,
We've got enough.
Yeah.
8 is good enough. Otherwise, the radio presenters were like, mujhe chahiye. You've made enough. So thank you. And good luck with everything. I know you don't need it, but it's going to be huge.
Oh, we need it all the time. We need it all the time. There
Yeah.
is no, there is, yeah, there is no, we humbled by getting the luck, all the luck that we can is in the love that we can get from everyone, man.
You're going to get loads from us anyway. So thank you very much once again. We wish you all the best. I'm sure we'll definitely cross paths again before the 18th of July. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.